Hey, Zalal, what's going on, man? Hey, Fortunate, what's going on, man? Vin Diesel, what's going on, man? Just trying to make this money? Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I've been taking a little bit of a break lately. Haven't taken too many trades. Been letting my brain kind of cool off. We're gonna come back hard in November. I don't know if I'm gonna take any trades for October. If I see some beautiful trades, I'll probably take them, but I'm trying to take a little bit of a break. Because October, like I said, was like the roughest month of the year for us. Even though we didn't lose any money. If you guys have been keeping up with the stream, you know what's been going on in October. It's been really rough. Mentally draining. Definitely not a fun time. We missed nearly every major move in October. So I've been taking a little bit of a break. Trying to cool off. Trying to reassess my analysis. Get all my analysis together and kind of go back to basics. But in November, I'm planning on starting back up my high risk account. So we're gonna trade with 2 accounts like we were before. We were doing very well when I was trading with 2 accounts. So I'm gonna go back to trading with 2 accounts. I'm not entirely sure why I kind of shifted back into 1 account. My thought process was that let me turn the music down a little bit. It's kind of conflicting. My thought process was that my high risk account was doing so well. I was using it as a tester account. So I was testing a strategy. I was basically using the same size. So let me show you my screen. So basically what we were doing on my high risk account was I was testing a different risk management system. So instead of using my typical 1 to 2% stop loss, I was testing a completely different risk management system where I would use the futures contracts on Bitcoin to hedge my trades. So instead of closing my trades, I was just flattening my trades. And there's a difference between that. So I was doing some analysis for somebody on Discord. Let me go to Bitcoin here. Turn off log. But yeah, so I was testing a different risk management strategy, and then I was doing very well. If you guys were following my high risk account back in like August and September, we were doing very well. It was outperforming my main account almost by 2x. So it was doing very, very well. Basically what I was doing was, so my main account, I'm only like 1x, 2x my trades. So with my high risk account, I was using a lower capital, but I was using a higher leverage, so the trades were basically the same exact size. Does that make sense? So my high risk account was using more leverage, but I was trading the same size, just because my capital was lower. So lower capital, higher leverage, same size. So it was using like 5 to 10x at some points, sometimes a little more. But yeah, I was basically just testing a new risk management system, and it was doing very, very well. I was also trying to break my hesitation. Bitcoin back in like August and September was very, very choppy, and well, not very choppy, but it was very confusing. So I noticed that during my main account, I was hesitating a lot, and I was not taking trades that I should have been taking. So what I would do is if I second guessed myself or I had like a little bit of hesitation, I would immediately take that trade on my high risk account. So if I was like, this looks like a good long, but I don't really know, I would immediately take that long on my high risk account without even thinking about it. So I defeated that hesitation basically, using the high risk account, and I noticed a major benefit in my trading when I just took that little voice out of my head, that second guess, that fear, just got rid of it, just instantly took the trades, and we lost some trades due to that fact. Sometimes the second guessing, the voice is actually right, but more often than not, it was holding me back. So during those months, it was just really confusing. So I made sure to kind of destroy that hesitation during my high risk trading, and it worked out. So I'm going to go back to doing a little bit of that in November. We're also going to trade altcoins more frequently in November. If you guys have been keeping up with Twitter, keeping up with Discord, I have some major improvements coming out in Discord in the next 2 to 3 days. It should be live by the end of the week, basically. We have 32 alerts for just about every ticker on BitMEX. So we built some alerts with our indicators, and we have bots that are going to post these alerts live in Discord with charts. So it's just gonna be a plain chart. It's not gonna show the indicators or anything, but it's gonna be a price chart to give you a basic picture of what's going on. So yeah, there's 32 alerts for each ticker. That goes with 4 different time frames. So we're using 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily are going to be the time frames, and we're going to have 8 alerts per time frame. So there's going to be alerts for dip signals, rally signals, resistance, support, pivots, bullish trends, bearish trends. There's going to be alerts for just about everything that our indicators can offer. We don't have any indicator or don't have any alerts for the Momo just yet, because I was going to add Momo alerts, but hey, Austin, what's going on, man? Hey, Sneaky as well. How you guys doing? I was gonna have Momo alerts, but the problem with the Momo is a multi-bar alert system. So, for example, if we look at the Momo here, we have this shading, right? This double cell, the yellow. If we were to make this an alert for Discord, it would alert every single bar. So it would spam you, basically. And we don't want it to do that. So right now, we don't have Momo alerts. The Momo is going to be a little harder to make alerts for because the Momo, as you guys know, is a very discretionary indicator. You have to learn how to read the Momo to get really good signals from it. It's not very easy to just cut and dry. This number means this number means that. So it's going to be a lot harder to make alerts for that, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, the problem with the Momo is it's a multi-bar alert system, and we do not want it to spam Discord 1,000 times. The Momo is this indicator. You see this indicator on my screen basically every day. This is the Momo. You've been looking at it like this, so it's looked a little different lately. Because I haven't been using the trend line, so I've had it like this. So this might look familiar. This is the Momo. Yeah, so 32 alerts for each ticker. The problem is TradingView, even with the most expensive plan on TradingView, they only allow you to use 200 alerts. And I know that sounds like a lot, but that's really not that much. If you're thinking about different time frames and different alerts, that's not a lot. We already have 32 alerts per ticker, so we can only do about 6 tickers. And sadly, BitMEX has, I think, 8 tickers. So we're not going to be able to do alerts on every single one. So we're not going to do alerts on EOS or Bitcoin Cash. Every other ticker on BitMEX we're going to have alerts for, except for EOS and Bitcoin Cash. So ADA, Litecoin, Ethereum BTC, Bitcoin. What's the other one that I'm forgetting? I think that's all of them. Oh, Tron and Ripple. So we're going to have Ripple alerts, Tron alerts, Bitcoin, Ethereum USD, Ethereum BTC, and ADA. And Litecoin, I think. Fuck, let me count these out, sorry. Bitcoin 1, Ethereum USD 2, Ethereum BTC 3, XRP BTC 4, Tron BTC 5, and then, okay, we can only do one more. So what would you guys rather have? Would you guys rather have Litecoin, ADA, EOS, or Bitcoin Cash? Because we can only do 6. And that's nothing that we can fix because TradingView only allows us to do 200 alerts. Maybe I can like contact support and see if we can get our alerts boosted, but probably not. We just went live like probably 10 minutes ago. How can I get on the Discord? If you go to oasistrading.io, the Nightbot just posted it. You can check out our Discord. It's in the top right corner of my stream too. oasistrading.io. You can look at our monthly reports. You can look at our Discord. You can look at basically everything that's going on. So once these alerts are finished, they should be done, like I said, within the next 2 to 3 days. I'm going to make a new video that goes over like what our Discord entails, what it has, yada yada. So that I'll make a small video on stream and on YouTube. The reason the videos haven't been posted on YouTube lately is I'm trying to get some new thumbnails made. So we're gonna have a bunch of new nice thumbnails made. And then I'm going to have all those videos posted. We have 6 videos that are ready to be posted. I'm just waiting on small edits and thumbnails. So they're going to be out pretty soon, but still waiting on some things. I'm not a very creative person, so I can't do thumbnails myself. Did I miss any messages? Let's see. Momo alerts. Do I also get OTS? Yeah, there's OTS alerts, Momo alerts. Or sorry, not Momo alerts. There's OTS alerts and AutoSR alerts. No Momo alerts right now. Because the Momo is a multi-bar indicator and it would spam Discord. Did you have a nice weekend? Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. I missed the big trade on Bitcoin. So that was fun. It's funny that we called that out on Friday. if you guys watched Friday's stream, I said that with my luck we were gonna miss a big ass impulse move, and it's exactly what happened. So Fridays are like me and my girlfriend's date nights. So we were out at dinner, basically when Bitcoin was going nuts, and then by the time that I was back at my house at my trading station, it was already over. No, I'm not in any positions right now. I'm currently flat. Bitcoin Jack on Twitter said it might be a bull trap. So a lot of people are saying the same thing. So let's go to my chart here. A lot of people are saying the same thing. A lot of people are saying because you have this distribution, right? You have this descending triangle into this distribution. You broke to the downside, and now you're retracing towards that resistance. So almost everybody is saying it's a bull trap because you're failing this resistance here. But the problem with shorting this is this move from here to here, even though it looks kind of small on the grand scheme of things, this was like the 4th largest move in Bitcoin history. So this move here, from this low to this high, was like the 4th largest move in Bitcoin history. So shorting the 4th largest move in Bitcoin history doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Even though it technically looks like a decent short, you have the distribution, deviation, but you're failing the range low. You could short here, stop loss like above the high or even closer. But the problem is you're shorting this. Like, yes, in the grand scheme of things, this looks like a decent short. During the local price action, this does not look like a decent short. That's pretty scary if you ask me. Shorting a... How big of a gain was that? 30%? No, even bigger. 45%. You're shorting a 45% gain. So, that's a little iffy to me. Well, why am I on a 5-second chart? Looks like he did some updating and it's kind of a little hard to read now. I think it's just because they're so close together. Never mind. Sorry, that's my fault. Here we go. Yeah, it's a lot better. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. So these are all of our important levels here on the right. We have our previous week value area high acting as support. Previous day value area low acting as support. Daily open is still a little bullish, or sorry, bearish. You have your weekly open as well. Previous month value area low is acting as resistance. And then all of your previous day levels are acting as resistance. You also have your previous month value area high way back here at 10.8 that acted as resistance for that move as well. So if we do break above all these previous day levels, your target for long term is that previous week value area high. I don't like what he did with the deltas. He like made them go above the candle and below the candle. I don't really like that. This looks very bullish. You've got a lot of buy volume towards the highs here. You have a 3.6 million delta to the bull side. Trying to figure out why it's doing this. Okay, so it's at the bottom for red candles. It's at the top for green candles. Okay. Hey, you said what's flux? What? Are you talking about the exochart? So exochart only uses BitMEX XBT. It's the only thing you can use on exochart. You're testing exochart free for 14 days? I think it's free forever right now. I don't think there's a time limit. I think exochart's, it's in beta, I'm pretty sure. Unless he added a payment thing to it. Did he add a price thing to it? Let me take a look. Yeah, I think it's still free. Take a look at Trading Light. Still, the books are still really thin. There's still really nothing going on here. Sorry guys, you guys are very talkative today. Let me try to keep up with chat. Let's see. The weekly OTS is not black? No, it's not actually. It's turning gray, which is chop. So there's a choppy trend here. I'm not shorting Bitcoin. That one candle took out a whole range of price action. Yeah, it's insane. It was the 4th biggest move in Bitcoin history. You would have had to catch the top of that wick to feel safe. 100%. Monthly range, we'll take a look at that. It does look a bit like the fractal from the all-time high. 100%. We talked about that a lot on stream before. Hey, K-Toy, what's going on, man? Try looking at the move in April when we broke 4.2. I'll take a look at it. I have no idea where price is going to settle right now. Yeah, it's really choppy. Drop back into the range. Hourly 50 held. Starting to push back. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a nice little bounce there. Doesn't look bad. So what are you saying? You're looking at, yeah, it looks exactly like this here. So parabolic move up, failure, bounce, and then you have that little trap downward. So parabolic move, failure, bounce, and we could see a trap downward. But look at the difference in the Momo, look at the difference in the OTS. The indicators are not showing the same exact move. So this is like a bull trap here. Or sorry, a bear trap. So the Momo is showing a bear trap here. The Momo was not showing a bear trap here. The Momo was showing a very bearish move. So this was extremely bearish on the Momo. This is actually bullish. OTS, same thing. OTS black. OTS gray. I mean, OTS was gray slightly there, but a little different. I would be extremely bearish if we broke back below like 8,800. If we get back below this pivot and this trail here, it's going to be extremely bearish. What else were you saying? You were saying look at April when we broke 4.2. What about April? Try looking at the move in April. What were you saying about April? Oh, are you talking about like this to this? Yeah, you would need to just like doji here and then pop above the dojis. So this is a micro pullback. I talk about micro pullbacks a lot on stream. It's when you have like a massive engulfing candle and then you have like a doji that rests at the top of that candle. It's just a micro pullback. So on a smaller time frame, this would look like a bull flag, but on a larger time frame, you're consolidating. You're resting. It's basically like you ran a marathon and you're taking a break. So on a smaller time frame, it looks like a bull flag, like I said. You can see that it looks like a bull flag. But on a higher time frame, you're just resting. Hey, Burnsy, long time, man. How you doing? Hope you and the family are doing well. Look at BTC daily 200 MA and 50 MA death cross averted. Let's take a look. I don't have any moving averages turned on right now. I'm trying to go back to just clean trading. Let's take a look though. You're looking at moving averages. So the 72 moving average looks perfect here. The 72 moving average is the one that I've been using for a long time. And look at how it reacted here. Look at this. That's a beautiful test of the 72. The 200 moving average is so weird. The 200 EMA is a lot cleaner, but the 200 is pretty weird. But yeah, you don't have that death cross coming in. You actually have a golden cross on the 4 hour. Yeah, look at that 72 holding up on the hourly. This is why I use the 72. The 72 is so clean. I haven't used it for a while. But you can see here, these perfect bounces. 72 is super clean. Oh, I know why it's doing this. I was wondering why my chart was looking so weird. There we go. It was scaling my chart based on the OTS instead of the price. Yeah, so if we can't get below the 72 here, it actually looks pretty bullish. Little one is 5 months old already? Dude, that's crazy. That is insane. I feel like we were just talking about that on stream not too long ago. That 9556 level that you got there is so important for Bitcoin. 9556. Where is that? Is that on the daily? Yeah, that's a pivot. I didn't even have to draw that. That's just the indicator. The indicator found this level on this candle. So this indicator is not hindsight. It doesn't adjust its levels. This level was found on that candle. And look at how many times it tested this level. That's the beauty of this indicator. And then we had multiple swing failure patterns on that level there. Did you guys see my doji that I posted in Discord? So, really funny thing. Last week, if you guys were watching the stream Thursday and Friday, we had 2 lessons. We had a recap of my doji system, and we had a swing failure pattern video. And what did Bitcoin do on Friday and Saturday. Let's take a look at this. So, I went over a swing failure pattern, right? On what was it, Thursday? Go back and watch that video and compare it to what we just saw on Friday. The day that we did the swing failure pattern video, we had one of the largest swing failure patterns in Bitcoin's history. It probably is the largest swing failure pattern. The timing could not have been better. And then, what did we do after that video? I did a video on my Doji system. Look at where Bitcoin failed. You guys think this is hindsight? Go back and watch my video on Friday and Thursday. We did a video on my Doji system. We did a video on the swing failure pattern. We saw the largest swing failure pattern in Bitcoin history, and it failed on my Doji. The fucking timing and the price action was impeccable. It could not have been better. Sadly, I was not home during this swing failure pattern, so I made $0 during this move. Well, I take that back. I made a lot of dollars. I didn't make any Bitcoin. So the reason I'm not that angry about this move is I'm holding a lot of Bitcoin right now. So 45% gain in USD value, I'll take that any day. Problem is, we didn't make any Bitcoin. So that kind of sucks. We could have doubled up our gains, but we didn't. Such a healthy and logical move. We have a new monthly soon. Let's take a look. The monthly is actually retracing. So the monthly looks pretty damn good. You've got a red candle down into a green candle up. You have a tweezer bottom. So you have a little tweezer bottom there. The monthly looked ridiculously bad, and now it looks pretty good. So this candle reminds me of this right here. So let's go back to the weekly. It reminds me of this right here. Doesn't that look similar? Where you have that failure, then you have that instant retrace. If we're looking at the weekly, if I'm a long-term trader, I'm basically bullish if we close above this line here. If we don't close above that line, I'm not bullish. You can see we've broken our downtrend. It depends on how you draw this trend line, but if you take the bodies, we've broken the downtrend. If you take the wicks, let's see. Let me use the other tool. Yeah, we've broken the wicks as well. Really hard to say. Hard to say what it wants to do here. This trend line is this trend here is too parabolic to even draw a trend line. Gaps on both sides. Yeah, you have a CME gap. Let me go back to my other layout. Let's see, BTC. It almost filled that gap. We didn't fill it though. If we look at the 4 hour, let's go all the way back. You can see if we take the body of this candle to the unfilled portion. This was an entire gap, but it got filled. So this was the unfilled portion. So you take the body of that candle. We just barely didn't fill it. Just barely. We have an unfilled gap up here. And now we have an unfilled gap here. I think that is the only unfilled gap above us. Yeah, that's the only gap above us right now. Is that like 12K. This is an extremely bearish candle on the CME. If you're a stock trader, this is extremely bearish here. But that's because we have a gap up into a doji. Go ahead and save this, close it. The hourly could bounce here for sure. You definitely could see a bounce to the high. But it looks pretty bearish. You're below the trail. You are below the pivot. Not a lot of buy pressure coming in. The Momo's trying to flip bullish here, but not any buy pressure just yet. Oh, you're looking at forex? I can take a look at a few pairs. So my doji system works very well on forex. If you're a clean price action trader, you can use my doji system pretty easily. So right now I'd say we're pretty bullish. You do have a rising wedge though. You might pull back down towards this pivot. Or sorry, down towards this doji. Pull back towards the pivot. You've got some resistance levels up here on these dojis that you could target as a long bounce. Take a look at the weekly. Yeah, lines up with a weekly doji there. Yeah, basically all lines up with resistance moving forward. Indicators show pretty bullish on the weekly. Excuse me. Pretty bullish on the weekly. You could target that 85-30 range. Doesn't look too bad. You got back above this pivot here. You have a small inverse head and shoulders. Nothing too crazy. The OTS and Momo are both slightly bullish. The daily, though, looking a little weird. You got a pretty strong rising wedge. Probably going to fail this pivot. Maybe bounce off this pivot down here. So 82.30 would be a strong support. Pretty similar USD JPY, inverse head and shoulders, breaking the neckline. You've got a small little cup and handle. Yeah, so you're above this doji here. You still need to test these two dojis. So same thing, slightly bullish, maybe a pullback to this support and then a bounce to these resistance levels. You're not bearish until you flip this support. So you flip this bearish, then you're looking bearish down to that level. Take a look. Still haven't hit your doji there. You do have a slight support below price. And then you're pretty bearish if you flip this level. You flip this level at 127, you're going down to 122 most likely. 130 strong level. Same thing here, major resistance on these pivots. You also have a pivot coming in right here. Could act as resistance. You do have a slight support on your trail along with these dojis here. This looks pretty bullish. You got a bull flag, pull back to support, probably pop into resistance. And then Euro, NZD. Really strong uptrend here, I like that. You do have a doji resistance, almost tapped there, missed it. You do have a doji support here. Small resistance there. And then you got a major support down here. Yeah, so maybe a pullback to support if you fail that resistance. If you can flip this level here, your target would be there, 177. Decently bullish on the Momo, decently bullish on the OTS. You can see how these long-term pivots way back here predicted the tops. So you can go back and grab these levels. Yep, so you have a ton of resistance in this 176 to 177 range. You could probably go ahead and get rid of this level here. So you basically have a range between your supports and your resistance here. So you're bullish on a bounce of support, bearish on a flip of support, and you could target the resistance levels here. Decently bullish on the Momo. What are you looking at, Key Toys? Take a look. $50 retracement. Yeah, we talked about that fib a couple times. That bearish fib. Are you taking just the recent price action? Yeah, it's pretty beautiful there. If you take the high here to the low here, you have that 50% retracement there. Oh, you're taking the weekly. Let's take a look. Well, funny enough, that's the 50% of this range too. Let's take a look. So if you take the entire fib, your 50% is about 11.6. If you take the local fib, your 50% is 10.6, so almost right where you failed. Fibonacci. You nearly touched the 236, now you're trying to hold the 382. Yeah, I don't have any of those levels on right now. Let's see. Yeah, so you're failing the 382 here, which is pretty bearish. Yeah, it's not a bad chart. still bouncing off this 72 moving average. These are all of our relevant levels. The daily are blue, the 4-hour are red. You can see how we have 2 levels here that we're currently failing. If we flip these levels, you're pretty bullish until 10.2, 10.6. You can see how we kind of have a ascending triangle almost. You have this kind of flat top. It's not very flat, but almost. Then you have these ascending lows here. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're saying it's bullish if we hold the 382, so you could bounce right above it to the 50. Yeah, I see that. I see that. This was a perfect 618. Fibonacci's disgustingly accurate, man. Like, looking back in hindsight, looking at this Fibonacci, that 618 failure, so clean. That's basically where I sold to. I sold 12.7, so on a weekly chart, pretty damn close to that. You got a slight bullish candle coming in here. Not a whole lot of volume. You're still negative on the CVD, so your cumulative volume is still bearish. This is what you're thinking? Let's take a look. Yeah, flip the doji, bullish, fail the doji, bearish. Could be back down to, what is that, 74. Yeah, if we're looking at weekly dojis, you have that clean doji way back here. That we still need to flip, like, long term, that 11.5. Once we flip that doji, it could go for all-time high. So that 11.5 is that level that I'm watching, like super long term. You also have this doji here. You can see that's basically where price is currently. I can turn this a different color so we can keep an eye on it. You can see that's right where price is right now. We're sitting right on that doji. And this is a very old doji. This is a doji way back in April of 2018. That's the doji we're currently resting on, that little battle zone. I'm only looking at local levels for now. How do we flip? I just mean, like, flip it from resistance to support. So just, like, get a nice little, kind of like right here. Like, you flip this one from resistance to support, and then you pop up. So like this one, you'd be looking to come up and then flip it. Every time you flip a level, you get more bullish or bearish. So, like if we're looking at this on the long term, I called this out in Discord yesterday. We saw these dojis failing. Where's my chart? I posted a chart. I posted this chart in Discord. You have that bear div, you have the doji failure, and then you saw that failure right back down below the doji. I didn't trade this. I'm still holding off on trades. I'm very busy right now, so it's hard to monitor trades. I'm currently upgrading the Discord and getting all these videos ready for YouTube. And I'm also taking a little bit of a mental break, probably for the rest of October. We'll see. Been pretty mentally exhausting in October. It's been a really rough month. That's why I'm back to these clean charts. I kind of delete using a different chart layout. Just using really clean doji levels, accumulation distribution. And then our indicators, obviously. This became a deviation and failed downward, but you bounced right off the 50%, so you are slightly bullish still. Trading is addicting at 100%. It is very addicting. It's a lot like gambling in that regard. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think trading is gambling if you're educated and you know what you're doing. I think trading is gambling if you're not educated and you're just kind of trading. If you're just trying to guess like up or down and buy sell, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Then trading is definitely a lot like gambling. It's extremely addicting. Even when you become very educated, you know what you're doing. You've got setups that you like, yada yada. It becomes educated gambling, and it's more of like a business instead of a gambling thing. But it's definitely addicting. Exactly the same for poker. Yeah, exactly. So poker is the same way. We talked about this on stream a while ago. Low level poker, where you don't know what you're doing, is gambling. High level poker, that is not gambling. Those guys know the statistics of basically every single different move that they can make, and every single card that can be drawn or played or whatever. They know the stats on almost everything. When it gets to that point, that's not gambling. That is a calculated risk. How's margin trading on Binance better than MEX? I don't know, man. I can't do it. So they kicked me off. I think Sticky's been doing it. I think Sticky does a lot of the funding and stuff. He does the lending or the funding and stuff like that. It's like guaranteed money. Yeah, Thunder, it's funny. I haven't taken really big losses this month. We're still positive on the month. I'm just taking a break because of how many moves that I've missed. And just... It's basically just the opportunity cost. That's the easiest way to put it. The opportunity cost is a loss for me. So I don't look at just losses as losses. I look at trades that I could have won or I could have made a lot of money on as a loss, basically. And there's been a lot of those in October. So it's been mentally draining for me. And I've been kind of trading like angrily or revenge trading since I'm missing moves. So I'm just taking a little bit of break. And I've been trading extremely actively. If you guys have been looking at the monthly reports, we have been ridiculously active the past couple of months. So I need a little bit of a break. That is one downside to having a Discord like we have. I've talked about this before. Is because I have a Discord that I post my trades in live, I feel like I always have to be in a trade. And I feel like I constantly need to be trading to provide content. And it's definitely a downside to having a Discord. But if you look at August and September, I had about 50 trades in those past 2 months. So almost a trade a day, which is very active for my style of trading. Think about how draining each trade is, and I'm trading almost 1 or 2 times a day. So it's extremely draining. Now add that up with running a Discord, streaming 5 days a week, publishing videos on YouTube, making constant upgrades on indicators, and trying to make an algorithm in the background. It's really exhausting, man. Not a lot of people can do what I do. Have you thought about having positions open on the stream, basically a stream account? Oh yeah, we started to do that. I had the comp account, but it took away too much from my main trading. So we started to do the comp account, and then I realized that I just completely ignored my main account, and I didn't trade on my main account at all, and I didn't like that. So we turned the comp account off. I basically threw the comp account's funds at my main account. So if you're in the Discord, my bot still says comp account, but it's my main account. We just haven't fixed the bot to say main account. Yeah, so I have a high risk account and I have a main account. The comp account got thrown into my main account. We were up like 6 or 12% when I finally closed it. And yeah, the reason I haven't done that stream thing is because there's no point in me doing that because I have a Discord. If I did a streaming account, it would basically take away from my Discord. Me posting my trades in my Discord. I have to continue to provide content to the Discord that is not content that I provide for free, basically. And one of the main reasons the Discord doesn't do as well as it should is because I provide an immense amount of content to you guys for free. Hey, Burns, you have a good night, man. It's really nice seeing you again. I'm always here if you need anything. Let me know. Automated emotional trading is the key, but it's hard to build a consistent, profitable algorithm. Yeah, I took a break on my algorithm. We ran into a few things that we don't exactly know how to code in PineScript, so I took a little bit of a break. There's some things that I want the algo to do that we just don't know how to do right now, so we're still messing with it. The SPX is bullish ascending triangle or bearish ascending diverging wedge. Let's take a look. I haven't looked at stocks in a long time. The stock market is doing pretty good right now. Oh, you're at an all-time high. I didn't even know that. Look at that. The problem with trading price discovery meaning you're in levels that you've never been in, basically. What can I do? I can't grab any levels. So the only thing that you can do is like Fibonacci's. So you can take like Fibonacci extensions. So like these are the levels you could do. You could do 0.13 and then 0.5, 0.618. Those are the levels you'd be looking for. So you have this bullish move here. You need to break above your trigger. That I've done a stream about this before. I probably should make a video on this on YouTube. We can do this. We could probably do this next week. But this is your like trigger. So if you break out and you're not able to flip your trigger, the 0.13, then you're going to kind of fail back down. This becomes a head fake. So this is like your head fake zone. If you can't break above the head fake zone, you're going to fail back downward. But if we can break above the head fake, this is your target, the 340 range. So if you were extremely bullish on the SPY right now, you could buy like 340 calls, which would be ridiculously bullish. But that's what you'd be looking for. Oh yeah, sorry, Sneaky. I think you wanted me to look at Activision earlier. I think I missed it. Let's take a look. What the hell is all this? This is one of my old layouts, so... Let's read what I put. Let's see. Double sell triggered, so we basically called the top on the double sell. There's a gap here. A break of the 12 moving average would be a good signal of a bottom and attempting to form, so it doesn't look like it did that. Double buy warning not yet triggered. Yeah, so that didn't work. So we were trying to predict a bottom here, but it didn't fulfill our signals. But that double sell there was perfect. Literally called the top almost to the candle. Yeah, let's take a look at this. So we have a nice uptrend. You do have like an ascending triangle almost though, so you need to break out of your triangle. Did they have earnings yet? Yeah, this is an earnings play. I wouldn't touch this chart until you see earnings. If they have good earnings, they will probably fill the gap. If it has bad earnings, you're probably going to retest this lower level here, around like 50. So I'd say good earnings or bad earnings. But yeah, the SPY looks pretty bullish for right now. We're still holding Zuo. Zuo's still holding this accumulation. This pivot acted as a beautiful bottom here. It's currently like at the 50% of the accumulation, so we really need to break out of this range. You can look at pivot to pivot here. We have this nice little accumulation. Better switch to Python? Yeah, we're gonna switch to Python down the road for sure. Uber, let's take a look. Looks like an inverse head and shoulders forming. You have like a left shoulder, head, maybe a right shoulder, and then you could pop the neckline there. You see this pivot right here had a swing failure, and now we're kind of failing. So that pivot is almost acting as like a small neckline. Weekly has a nice little V reversal here. Doesn't look too bad. What's the Momo saying? Yeah, the Momo is pretty bullish. So as long as the Momo stays bullish, you can continue higher. But if the Momo flips bearish, you're going to see a failure downward. Yeah, the Momo is pretty ugly on the 4 hour. 4 hour shows bearish divergence. You're also failing these pivots. Look at these pivots here. Beautiful failure of these two levels. I'm curious, when was the last time Bitcoin did a $1,000 move while you were streaming? Yeah, probably never. We never have like big moves while we're streaming. The biggest move that we've had during stream was not on Bitcoin. It was on Mana. And on, what was that one coin? What was that coin like a year ago that we sold for 30% and then it ran 300%? It was, Vibe, I think. Vib or Vibe? It was Vibe or Vib. Do you guys remember these coins? Where was it? I think it was like... It might have been this here. September of 2018, it might have been this. Yeah, I think it was this, 300%. We sold this for a 30% gain on stream and then it fucking ran like 300. Do you guys remember that? We were so happy, dude. We were like, oh, dude, great trade, 30%, easy. It literally did this. Like, it popped up, it pulled back, I sold for a 30% gain, it fucking nuked, and it never stopped. It just went up, it went straight up. And then Mana. You guys remember I used to be a big Mana fanboy. I still kind of am. Mana's not too bad. This move here. I closed this for like a 15% gain when I woke up. So I went to bed. I woke up. I was up 15%. I was like, oh, easy 15%. I went to bed. I woke up. I made money. Easy. Didn't really do anything. Easy trade. Closed it. I started stream. The second I started stream, not even like 5 minutes later, this happened in like in a 10-minute candle, 10-15 minute candle. and then it retraced all the way back down. So Mana has a lot of insider trading. So every single one of these major moves, this one here, and this one here, was a day before a major announcement. So they had a major announcement on every single one of those wicks a day after. So they have a blog that they post like major developments in their blockchain or in their marketplace. Every single one of these was insider trading. It's pretty fucked up. But that's crypto for you. That is crypto. Look at the liquidity difference between back in early October. You see the liquidity? Look at all the liquidity. And now look at the liquidity. The books are clean. There's like nothing in the books right now. The books are clean as hell. You got some slight buy walls coming in, but that's about it. Look at this liquidity. This is clean liquidity. You got really thick trades, and then boom. Destroys everything. I've said it many times before. These types of moves here are the reason Bitcoin is not as mainstream as it should be. Because this scares the shit out of retail investors. Or just, not even retail investors. This just scares the shit out of investors, period. Because it looks like a penny stock. Like if you showed this chart to me and you didn't tell me it was Bitcoin, I would tell you it's a penny stock. I think if Bitcoin had cleaner moves, it would be more mainstream, but the moves are too choppy. It scares the shit out of investors. Do you guys agree with that, or do you guys think I'm wrong? It's getting really tight here. It's really, really tight. If it breaks above this pivot, we could see a new high. You're starting to turn bullish on the Momo for sure. Very nice bull div here. You see this little failure, this little accumulation. This is a beautiful setup on Bitcoin. When you have this accumulation like this, and you have the Momo kind of giving you that shift into an uptrend. But there's no buy pressure coming in. If we saw some buy pressure coming in, it could look pretty bullish here. It's why most funds do OTC over actual trading. Yeah, exactly. But alright guys, I'm going to call it a stream on that. Really short Monday stream. If you guys have any questions, as always, feel free to let me know in Discord or post it in the comments on YouTube. Like I said, guys, keep an eye on Discord. We're going to have a massive upgrade. It's going to be our biggest upgrade we've had since Sticky released his Oasis bot. Going to be a major upgrade in Discord in the next 2 to 3 days. Should be done by the end of the week. So keep an eye on Discord. I will let you guys know when the channels are live. They're going to be free in the beginning. We don't really know what we're going to do with them just yet. We don't know if they're going to be for the people who buy the indicators or for the Discord as a whole. We haven't decided just yet. But in the beginning, while we're testing, it's going to be open to everybody. And it most likely going to remain open. We haven't decided, though. So don't get your hopes up on them being completely open forever. But they will be going live in the next couple of days. Like I said, there's 32 alerts on 6 different tickers. So we have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, we have Ethereum BTC, we have Ripple, Tron, and then maybe ADA, Litecoin, EOS. We haven't decided which one we're going to use as our 6th, but we can only do 6 due to a TradingView restriction. Hey man, right at the end of the stream with the Twitch Prime sub, I appreciate that, man. iPro, appreciate that Prime sub, man. But alright guys, I'm going to call it on stream. I will be streaming tomorrow, probably around 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern, same time. And I will see you guys then. If you guys have any questions, as always, let me know. Peace.